to expand collectively and be fully self-supporting meant to find unoccupied land and define your way of life, relying exclusively on yourself. But first, to define your way of life, one must find permanent residency. And so the mutation had set out to do just that. Groups of mutations with a working knowledge of increased development had migrated from certain territories within the land to immigrate unoccupied land. Because this project is on a larger scale, the geographical monopoly not only required laborers but skilled workers too. The mutation would use the territories as funding for this project. The single most important element in which we cannot ignore is time. Artificial intelligence does not exist. So even with experience, the maturation of a project consumes time. As the archetype had set out to explore, eventually investing, it would be these groups of archetypes to whom would subsequently become the mutation. And in the effort to not only maintain permanent residency, but continue to assist in the maturation of more unoccupied land, these groups of mutations would subsequently become the mutant. And it is this group of mutants to whom had offered themselves to the archetype. Spearheaded by the feeling of breaking a presumptive contract, trust, or confidence, known today as betrayal, the mutation decides to limit the mutant's access to simple instruments and tools. But this does not discourage the mutant, for the mutant has experience and would continue to build upon that in which he has developed and or has learned. Moreover, he continues to offer himself to the archetype, and the archetype continue to assist and or aid the mutant. Recognizing the ongoing behavior between the two, the mutation develops an attitude of indifference towards the archetype and would commence to withdraw incrementally his participation in the geographical monopoly. As for the mutant, the mutation prohibits the availability of any resources to the mutant. Now, we must be mindful, we must keep in mind, the archetype lives a traditional lifestyle. Therefore, he can only offer the mutant manpower. No longer valued as a good, coupled with the lack of valuable resources, the mutant increasingly becomes exposed to isolation. Any hope for sustainability must come from within. Having gained ground in becoming self-supporting, the mutation is acceptive to the notion that he has the wherewithal to be fully self-supporting. For he is established on what used to be unoccupied land and now finds himself taking an active stance against what he perceives to be a threat towards his new region. Immersed in the lifestyle of settling, the mutation reverts to its initial movement, the movement that preceded the business relationship, the movement that concerns itself chiefly with one's own profit and or pleasure. For increased development is his responsibility, not a relationship with the independent groups of the archetype. But things, however, will be different this time around. Whereas prior to the partnership with the archetype, it was a united effort. Now there exists a class, if you will. Those mutations to whom were previously used as funding becomes the backbone for continued development on the new region. Those groups of mutations to whom had immigrated unoccupied land become overseers, managing and supervising continued development.